I think you need to get a machine that probably has a graphics card. Now, iko na RAM iko fiti. So, anyway, we're going to just get started immediately. And our topic of discussion today is actually going to be the topic of discussion on freelancing, all right? Freelancing and monetizable skills. So, to those who are actually on TikTok, you can click the link in my bio and join my Telegram channel. And you can actually get to join us live. We're actually holding the session live on Google Meet. So kama unataka kujoin in, you can also do that. But at the same time, I tend to think that I'm very audible. I'm going to be very fair and actually be just when it comes to sharing the information that I have today. So we want to introduce our webinar today. The webinar today is about freelancing and monetizable skills. All right. And I just want to introduce myself. My name is Elvis. You can call me Elvis Warotumo. I probably think that a good number of you guys are actually familiar with me, probably on TikTok. How many people are here from TikTok? How many people are actually here from TikTok? Anyone? That maybe the people who actually know me from TikTok. How many people know me from LinkedIn? Facebook. There is Facebook over here. Do you have anyone from Facebook? Okay, good one. That's amazing. Okay, so I can actually see a good number of people are actually aware and they're up to date regarding everything. So my name is Elvis. My name is Elvis Warutumo. It's already 7:42 p.m. So I'm thinking we just get started. My name is Elvis Warutumo. On social media, I go by Elvis W. And one of the things that I actually tend to talk about a lot is personal development and self-improvement. So what I mean by this is that I'm really that person who really tells people that you need to improve your lives. And one of the messages that I've really been so categorical about online has always been the message of skills. So I tell youth every day, soma skill, soma skill, soma skill. I think now it has become like a cliche, all right? And I tend to believe that that is the right direction that we should actually be heading. Now, the session today is supposed to go for only 1 hour. So it's already 7:42 p.m. We're only going to be having the session for the next 30 or 45 minutes, and then we're going to allow 15 minutes of questions. That is if you have any question. So over and above, I just want to welcome you to today's session. We will be talking about freelancing and monetizable skills. We're going to be defining that. So what is the purpose of this particular webinar? The first thing is education on skills. We're going to be talking about very few skills, very few intricate skills, vitu zenye unaweza fanya wewe mwenyewe. Now, by show of hands, anyone on Google Meet, wangapi hapa wako na skill? How many people are skilled here? If you have any skill, na sisemi skills zingine, kuna watu labda wanaweza fikiria that, yeah, I don't mean other kinds of skills. I mean skills that can make you money, yeah? Yeah, okay. All right. Na mtu ananiambia ngodha tena. Okay, no problem. So, we are talking about skills and what it really matters. By skills, I mean you're actually able to do something. Like a brief example, mimi nilikuwa, I did procurement. Naambianga watu that I went to university and did procurement, and most of them don't believe. And kuongea ukweli, getting a job with procurement is not so easy. Most people actually think that it is very, very easy for you to get a job. Umeenda ukasoma. How many guys have done BCom over here? Wangapi hapa wamefanya BCom? BCom. Hey, how is the world taking you? Because one of the things I actually came to learn is that in Kenya, we have a lot of curriculums that don't really make sense. And today we are trying to demystify the myths actually behind skills acquisition and the academic programs that we have. We're going to be talking about monetizable skills. Which are those particular skills that you can monetize? All right. So the primary goal of this particular webinar is to educate participants on the different types of skills that can be monetized in today's job market. So we're actually going to understand what skills are and how they are applied in various fields, which is crucial for personal and professional growth. We're going to be talking about skills. We will also define freelancing. We're going to demystify what is freelancing. We will provide a clear definition of freelancing, explaining what it entails and how it differs from traditional employment. These will actually help you as a participant understand the various opportunities and flexibility that freelancing actually gets to offer. That's the thing we're going to be talking about. So ladies and gentlemen, I think we are ready to start. Let us define a skill. What is a skill? So to make it very simple, As you can see in the slides that I've actually shared with you, is that skills are abilities and expertise that enable individuals to perform tasks effectively and efficiently. Wacha nirudie. Skills are the abilities, mark abilities, abilities and expertise that enable individuals to perform tasks effectively and efficiently. Skills actually encompass a wide range of competencies, including physical, cognitive, and social capabilities. All right. So, in general, defining a skill is an ability or actually an expertise that enables you as an individual to perform tasks effectively and efficiently. That is an expertise. All right. We have various categories of skills. Skills can actually be categorized in various types. We have technical skills. Now, technical skills themselves are are specialized knowledge and abilities required to perform specific tasks. Do we have software engineers in the house today? Out of the 286 guys over here, kuna software engineers or software developers? Yes, we can see them over here. These people, let me just take them categorically. These software engineers, these software developers, what they have is specific skills and specific knowledge that is required to actually perform specific tasks. Now, a software engineer can actually develop an app. Ukweli ama uongo? We agree or disagree? A software engineer can develop an app. It is true. A software developer can also do what? Can also develop a website. That is what we refer to as technical skills. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen? That is what we refer to as a technical skill. Now, some examples of technical skills are number one, programming. How many guys do we have who can actually program? Kuna watu wako hapa wanaweza program? Anyone here who can actually program? So I'm actually going to present my entire screen so that we can be very, very, very understanding. Anyway, technical skills. Do we have any data analysts over here? Do we have any data analysts? Now, your role as a data analyst is to perform a specific task of doing what? Analyzing data. Do we have any web developers here? Guys who develop websites? Do we have any guys over here who actually develop websites? That is another technical skill. Do we have any graphic designers over here? Graphic designers? Do we have any graphic designers over here? That is another example of a technical skill. Now, technical skills, they do what? This is specific or specialized knowledge and abilities that are actually required to perform specific tasks. All right? We have another subset of skills called creative skills. Na hapa tusikizane kidogo. Creative skills, number one, involve the ability to generate original ideas and bring them to life through various forms of expression. That is what we refer to as creative skills. Creative skills involve the ability to generate original ideas and bring them to life through various forms of expression. Now, some examples of creative skills to corner writing. Now, by writing, by the way, I don't mean academic writing. Some people think that I teach academic writing. Mimi tangu nifanye job ya academic writing, na jamaa nilikuwa nilipe 300, and I remember I was a university student. Nilikuwa nifanye job ya 1 page anilipe 300, and the guy scammed me. Nikasema hii kitu siku ingine nijikute nimejaribu tena. I don't mean academic writing, because academic writing in Kenya has become like an addiction. Everyone, hata mtu anauza ng'ombe anataka kufanya academic writing. Makanga anataka kufanya academic writing. Why? Because people think about the money. All right? Writing is a creative skill, but I don't mean academic writing. We have various subsets of writing. We have copywriting. Do we have any copywriters over here? Do we have any copywriters? Now, to those guys who are actually watching me live, there's a website I recently created. So let me just show you the website. The website I created is a guy who actually sells, helps people actually import vehicles. You see, all this content in unaona hapa, all this content that you see over here, this is someone who was paid to write it. All this. Huyu ni mtu alilipwa kuandika. What is this person? What does this person do? They are copywriters. What do? They specialize in what? Website content writing. They also specialize in something we refer to as SEO writing. That is an example of a creative skill. All right. We also have art. We also have music, and we have design. Those are examples of creative skills. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen? Tuko pamoja mpaka hapo? Are we together? Do you think we're heading somewhere with that gospel that you're trying to spread over here? Yeah. It is important for you to get to understand that we have various categories of skills. Number one, yeah. Can you guys see my screen? Someone is saying that they cannot see my screen. Is my screen actually visible? So to those who are on TikTok and you're probably wondering, mbona naambia watu whether they can see my screen, is because we're also holding the session on Google Meet. Google Meet, you can actually join my Telegram channel. There's a link in my TikTok bio. You join, you click the link, you just get immediately into the session. So currently we are 314 on the Google Meet session. So which is good. Tupige picha for evidence, ili nikiapply kazi ya cabinet secretary, wakiniuliza kazi yenye umefanya for long, nitawaambia mimi nimekuwa nikifunza watu types of skills. Yeah, good one. So anyway, I think we can go on, ladies and gentlemen. Now we've talked about technical skills and creative skills. Number 3, business skills. Who in this particular session can actually say akona business skills? Na simaanishi you're a broker. Is there anyone over here who has some business skills? Kama wewe ni broker, usinue mkono. Bogwa. Yeah? Now, business skills are actually very, very important. So business skills are essential for managing and growing a business, including number 1, strategic planning, financial management, and marketing. All right, these are very, very good, very important skills. We have some skills in business, but the business skills can actually be categorized into project management, sales and marketing, financial analysis. How many people have those? Do we have project managers over here in this particular session? Project managers. Yeah. Kuna mtu nikisema yeye ni graphic designer unainua mkono. Nikiuliza wewe ni programmer unainua mkono. Nikiuliza kama wewe ni writer unainua mkono. Nikiuliza if you're a copywriter, you raise your hand, but it is still very, very okay. Now, we also have another subset of skills we refer to as soft skills. Now, what are soft skills? Now, before we go on, soft skills are very, very important. Thank you for the gift. Nimetumiwa sijui ni doli ama ni nini on TikTok. Soft skills. What are soft skills? Soft skills are interpersonal and intrapersonal abilities. Interpersonal and intrapersonal abilities that influence how you effectively interact with others and manage your own behavior. A majority of people over here don't have soft skills, and they don't like to listen to soft skills. How many people here walienda university or in college and they studied something like communication skills as a unit? Ulifunzwa communication skills as a unit in school. That is an example, that is an ideal example of a soft skill. And you see, soft skills actually enable you to, first of all, relate with other people. All right? They enable you to relate with other people. They also allow you to relate with yourself. You know that? How many people have emotional intelligence over here? Emotional intelligence. Kuna mtu akitusiwa social media karibu alipue Kenya mzima na matusi. Emotional intelligence. Ukitusiwa kidogo hivi na your boss, you want to tell everyone how crazy they are. Those are some of examples. If you think about watu wenye wana graduate from university, a good number of them are actually, all right, a good number of them are actually graduating with the thought of getting a job. Ukweli ama uongo? That is true. Most people are actually graduating with the hope of probably getting a job, all right? And a good number of them hawajui venye ni kubaya huku nje, all right? Now, before wakuje wanyoroshwe, there is something we refer to as adaptability. You get into the economy and you realize, hey, by the way, nikiwa na hii degree yangu ya sijui procurement, it is very hard for me to get a job. So what should I do? I should adapt to what is currently working. I should adapt to the current systems. And believe me, someone who is that intelligent can actually go far. That is another example of a soft skill. We have problem solving. Most people don't know how to solve their problems. Yeah, you have a girlfriend who is always telling you, sasa tutadu, sasa nitafanya nini, unataka nidu nini, sasa unajua tutafanya nini, sasa what will we do? Problem solving. Very simple. That is a very simple soft skill. Like it's ideological enough to actually get to think that some people are actually paid to solve problems. You think a guy like Nani, Peter Ndegwa being paid, I think, 14 million Kenya shillings per month. It's not that he's so special. It is only because most of all, he's actually able to solve problems. He's actually able to communicate. He's able to think critically. He's emotionally intelligent. And these are some of just, before uende sasa kwa zile courses zenye amefanya, those are just some of the soft skills that are actually going to help him. So we've talked about soft skills. That is another category of skills. Now, to just do a very simple overview, technical skills. That is one subset of skills. Number 2, we have creative skills. Number 4, we have business skills. And number 4, we have soft skills. All right, you can get that. Creative skills, technical skills, all right? We have soft skills and we have business skills. Very, very important. I like telling people that it is important for you to have some business skills, because business, every day, we live in a world where every day is a transaction. Yeah. Unaniuzia ngapi? Like, if you think about it, go to Mama Mbogas. They are very good when it comes to business. Yeah. Akatakukatakatia skuma, aweke hewa kwanza, aweke kidogo. I don't know how you guys have seen that. And they tell you that hii ni mingi customer. Then you take and you go with it. Some of these people just know how to actually manipulate you because they have some very, very good business skills. And it's important for you to think about business skills. Kuna mtu ukiachia mandazi asubuhi, by jioni utakuta amekula zote juu alilemewa kuuza. All right? Because they cannot sell. So can you actually get to sell? Soft skills. In fact, when it comes to soft skills, let me talk about a very important soft skill, communication skills. Communication skills begin with how you relate with yourself and how you relate with other people. Kuna mtu, they cannot even start a conversation with anyone. Why? They lack proper communication skills. Yeah? Like, if you look at DMs, huwezi tumia mtu message siku hizi useme, hi, saksa, yeah? Niajes, go the tena. Like, automatically, are you thinking, you send a CEO a message, umemtumia a message, go the tena. Do you think that guy is even going to have any interest with your messages? Atakuarchive, uendelee kuwika huko kwa archive. All right? And it's very important for you guys to get to understand that soft skills are also very, very important. Critical thinking. Umesota. Like, I normally ask people this very important question. When you're broke, what is it that you need? To those guys in this particular session, when someone is broke, unataka nini? Unataka mafuta ya taa? Someone tell me. When you're broke, what is it that you need? Just type it down. Just type it down. Na uchunge kuna scammer kwa hapa, so you be careful. There are scammers who are actually sharing. No, I have asked exactly. When someone is broke, all they need is money. Sasa, critically thinking, why do you pack your legs, unatembea unaenda hadi kanisa kuombewa? Let's think critically. You get to realize why some people, they don't have these soft skills. If you're broke, the thing you need is money. But in Africa, when you're broke and you need money, you pack your things and you go to church. All right? To go and pray for you ombe ufanye nini. Question number 2. When you know you are sick, where should you go? Unafaa kwenda wapi? When someone is sick, the next thing they should go to, wanafaa kwenda wapi? Hospitali. Exactly. All right? Cynthia is very active. We give a round of applause to Cynthia Wakeo. When you're sick, you go to hospital. All right? You don't wake up and you go and look for Prophet Award. Sijui aanze kuruka, sijui afanye nini, sijui aanze kupea Fanta. When you're sick, you go to hospital. A lot of us don't have critical thinking skills. And I'm telling you, if it was not for critical thinking skills, singekuwa hapa. Mimi, one thing I realized, I'm a web designer. So I used to always wonder, I'm a web designer. I'm not making some good money. I just want to make some better money. At least tukue hata wewe mwenye enyewe unatengeneza kama 100k per month. Because by then I used to make like 30 or 35,000 a month. And I thought critically, nikaona, hii kitu inaitwa TikTok, by the way. Hii ndo itanipea clients. And I decided to start content creation on TikTok to tell people that I also create websites. Nilitumia akili. That is what we refer to as critical thinking. Critical thinking. Now, most of us think think stupidly. You cannot be hungry and then you go to church to get prayers. Yeah. You cannot be, huwezi kuwa ni pesa huna and then you go sijui rushing to your prophet. No. Ideally, it means that if you don't have money, you need money. So what do? You look for ways to make that money. I don't mean you steal, but there is always a means to an end. That is critical thinking. We've talked about soft skills, very, very important. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the importance of skills. Why are skills very important? For me, one of the things I always tell people is that skill acquisition is always something we refer to, is always part and parcel of something we refer to as personal growth. When it comes to you acquiring skills, what you're doing is that you're engaging in some personal growth and personal development. So by developing skills, it actually contributes to your personal growth by enhancing your ability to perform tasks, solve problems, and achieve goals. Skills enable your personal growth. Usikue hapa in this particular session ulifanya degree ya BCom na bado ndo unafikiria leo hadi wa leo it is what is actually going to feed you, right? You need to give yourself, especially as young people. My message is very nakuanga harsh, I know, but my message is very simple. As a young person, focus on your personal growth. What facets or which facets in your life do you need to improve? All right. So skills and getting to learn a few skills here and there is always part and parcel of your personal development and your personal growth. So think about that. So a brief example is learning a new language can actually improve cognitive abilities and cultural understanding. All right. Nikianza kuongelesha French hapa mtashtuka. Like if I start saying bonjour, whatever with these guys talk about, it's still part of personal growth. Like you can think about it. Unakutana na wase wa BCom wanalia venye hakuna job, yet you're a data analyst. Yeah, you're a data analyst. Ulisoma data analysis for 6 months on a platform like Coursera. You have the certificate. You probably have a remote job. You see, ideally, it shows that this person has some extent of personal growth and self-improvement as compared to the other characters. Wenye walimaliza degree wakasema wacha tutafute kazi na hii. Anyway, importance number 2 is professional success. That is the importance of having a skill. Now, skills are actually critical for professional success as they determine your competency in your job and your ability to advance in your career. So a brief example is mastering digital marketing can actually open career opportunities in the ever-growing online business sector. So professional success. Believe me when I tell you this, but you tend to realize that nowadays, kampuni mingi, the more someone gets to have a set of skills, kuna mtu tu fulani unakuta akona tu skills tu mpya every time, that is a person who is actually going to earn more. And this is what we refer to as professional success. In as much as you're employed, in as much as you're working a job, you always have to remember that skill acquisition allows you to actually, move up the ladder, especially the employment ladder, because it allows you to, first of all, master new things, master new, these are crafts and competencies that can actually help you even in your career. Importance number 3, which is very, very important, and I like to talk about it, is economic value. Now, skills actually have economic value. And what they do is that they increase your employability and earning potential. Now, if you think about it, piga hesabu hivi. You're employed in a job. You're when is storekeeper. You're getting a salary of 18,500 Kenya shillings, right? 18,500. You wake up one day and then you decide, mimi hii kazi sifanyi tena. So you decide to go home and you skill up in something like web design and web development. All right? Kidogo kidogo, you get probably an opportunity to actually freelance. You get like clients every month. Tuseme 2 clients. Each client is paying you 40,000 shillings per website. That is 80,000 Kenya shillings. Now, na hiyo mshahara yenye ulikuwa unalipwa 15,000 as a storekeeper, and now you have 80,000. What will you do? Utabaki kwa hiyo single room yenye unaishi? Like if you think about it, with those new skills that you've acquired and they have actually enabled you to actually earn more, utakaa kwa hiyo single room? No. You're not going to stay in that single room. The next thing you will do is you're going to decide, okay, nalipwa 80,000, na naona naweza pata ka 1 bedroom na 15,000. Wacha niende niishi kwa 1 bedroom. Now, if you think that is one person who is doing that, now think about 200 people who are doing the same thing. That is what we refer to as the economic value of skills. Because first of all, the spending power has actually increased, more money has been made and is actually circulating in the economy as compared to mtu 2 years. In 2 years, that is why most of the time I don't like talking about employment a lot, because employment can actually probably, I'm sorry to say this, najua kuna watu wako hapa hivi unemployed. I mean no offense at all due respect, kwa heshima. All I mean is this: you are employed 5 years, ukapewa contract. The contract stipulates that you're going to be earning 65,000 Kenya shillings per month. There is no point or clause that says that you are expected to get a raise of this and this amount. So wewe utakuwa unaishi na mshahara yako ya 65,000. 5 years down the line, labda tu amekuongezea 10k. That is 75,000 Kenya shillings. There's a certain guy alianza akiwa cyber cafe attendant. This guy was making like 10,000 per month. Akarudi shule or probably got to some online platform, akajifunza how to develop what? Develop websites. He's now a full stack developer. A full stack developer in Nairobi, tumpe mshahara mzuri, tumpe 120,000. Alright? He starts as a full stack developer. Anapewa job yake ya kwanza. You see, ametoka from 10,000 to probably 120,000. You get? 2 years down the line, huyu jamaa anaivia data science. After kuivia data science, that guy decides, okay, hata nimechoka na hii kazi ya 120,000. He leaves that job, has a very good portfolio, goes to LinkedIn, anasema, I am a data scientist, this is what I do. I can actually create a predictive algorithm. The guy gets hired by a company that is in the States, a remote job. The guy is getting a salary, to pay a good estimate, is getting a salary of 4,500 USD. 4,500 USD. Wewe na 65,000 yako in 5 years. This guy in 3-4 years is now earning 6,500 USD. Between person A and person B, huyo mwenye ako employed na huyu data scientist, who is contributing much more to the economy? Like if you think about it. If you think about it. Anyone, if you think about it, between huyu mwenye ako na job ya 65,000 for 5 years, and this one who's now scaled from being a cyber cafe attendant to now a data scientist who is actually earning probably 6,500 USD, working a remote job, who has contributed more to the economy? Obviously, it's B. All right. And why has he done that? Just by skills. So skills actually improve the economic value of even a country. And that's one thing I'm always telling guys in Kenya, that we can actually get to acquire skills to an extent that we even decide that we export. We do something in Itangwa service exports. Also, what are service exports? We have programmers, we have developers. We only need to have arrangements with other countries. And you see the good thing about most of these skills, si lazima uende huko you fanya kazi huko. You can work from here. I believe you've seen guys out here. Unakutana na jamaa is driving a Mercedes Benz, is living a very good life, and you start wondering, kwani huyu jamaa ni mwizi? Probably during the night hours, Sa hiyo ndo wako busy ana code, ako tu learning coding. Asubuhi ukiamka na mabag zako kwenda job, that's a thing. So there is economic value with skills acquisition. So the economic value that skills bring, sorry for that. Now, skills are actually a fundamental driver of economic growth and development. They enhance productivity. Productivity is very important. There's a difference between working and being productive. Most people think that working is very, very good, but being productive is very, very important. So skills actually enhance productivity, foster innovation, and increase competitiveness in the global market. Believe me when I tell you this, all right? You see, Kitambo, we all had this idea that you go to university, you finish your degree. After you're done with your degree, if you want to earn more, you take a master's. True or false? Si ni ukweli? You go to school, you finish school, after umemaliza, uende ufanye masters, uongezewe mshahara. True or false? That is true, exactly. But that is probably one of the biggest scams that has actually been shared and actually been forced onto us. Because at the end of the day, hata wewe mwenye amefanya masters, unakuta ameongezewa 3,000 and they've probably spent 350,000. Yeah, you get me? But skills, all right, they increase competitiveness, number one, they foster innovation, and they enhance productivity. Here is the thing. You are a graphic designer. Think about this. You're probably employed in Safaricom. Let's just take Safaricom as a dummy company, sorry. Wewe ni graphic designer. You're earning a salary of 65,000 Kenya shillings in Safaricom. And then siku moja unakutana na jamaa fulani anaongea vitu za cyber security online. You probably meet with something about, Dr. Bright Ngameli talking about cyber security. And then unasikia, cyber security jamaa anagongwa for 50,000. You decide, sasa, I think I have to change my game. And you decide to change your game. So you go ahead and you enroll in a program like probably in Moringa School or ALX. You get to understand the nitty-gritties in cybersecurity. It takes you like 15 months. Siku moja unasikia Safaricom wanasema they are looking for a cybersecurity nini. And you apply for the same job. Good thing, your merits and your abilities speak for themselves. Umefanya job poa as a graphic designers. These HR guys look at your profile and they say, huyu jamaa amefanya kazi mob sana as a graphic designer. Do you know one thing? I don't think probably that company is going to hire someone externally. They're going to take you. So umetoka from earning how much? From 65,000 to now doing 350,000. Just by the mere fact that you've learned some skills. And in fact, let me tell you frankly, skill acquisition is not even expensive. In today's world, you can even learn a skill for free. Kuongea ukweli. We have platforms like w3schools.com. You can learn everything about web development and programming for free. YouTube. You can even go and learn anything. Mi kwani unadhani graphic design ilienda shule? Me, I never went to school. I used to watch Wahindi, Kina Raju and Indarjit and sijui nani. They always used to talk about, how you can develop a website. So every day nikitoka Daro, I was very disciplined. Every day nikitoka Daro, I used to go and open and see some guy, Indian guy. So hello guys, welcome to this YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking about WordPress. We're going to be creating website. And these guys will teach you everything. Like hata unafunzwa vizuri kuliko even being in university. Yeah. Skill acquisition is very cheap. You don't even need to be in university. You don't even need to be in college. All you need is good internet, discipline, and consistency. Na unajisaidia. So skills actually increase productivity. And let me define productivity. Productivity refers to the efficiency with which goods and services are actually produced. Productivity refers to the efficiency with which goods and services are actually produced. Now, the impact of skills when it comes to productivities. Now, skilled workers are more efficient and effective in their roles, leading to higher productivity levels. Now, listen to this. A skilled software developer can write code more quickly and with fewer errors than an unskilled one, resulting into what? Faster project completion and higher quality products. You get me? Now, a skilled software developer can write code more quickly than an unskilled one. Now, let's just go back kidogo, twende to our education system. Guys have gone to school and studied computer science. Mzee amefanya computer science, amesema anajua PHP, anajua WordPress, anajua kila kitu. Wait until they go to a company and they are told to probably develop a website. Si umesema wewe ni backend, kidogo ukipatiwa wanaambiwa unafungua, you don't even know how to open VS Code. Why? Because the academic institutions that we go to never teach us the practical things that we need. And that is why someone else who is more skilled than you with your university degree is actually going to work more productively and efficiently. Ataandika code haraka kukushinda. That is the value that skills actually provide. Now, the economic benefit behind this is higher productivity translates into more goods and services being produced within the same time frame, contributing to economic growth. So if you think about it, website, tuseme like a software development company, if it realizes that if we hire more skilled software developers, we can actually be able to create like more software every few days or even every few months. So obviously there's going to be an economic benefit which actually brings more goods and services. All right, it's going to be easier for the company to work. Now, skills actually also enable high employment rates. All right, and employment rates actually refer to the proportion of the workforce that is employed. All right, the proportion of the workforce that is employed. Now, individuals with marketable skills are more likely to find employment. As industries evolve, new technologies emerge, the demand for skilled labor increases. Point in case, wangapi hapa wanashindanga Brighter Monday? How many people over here spend every day on Brighter Monday? Uko Brighter Monday unaangalia kama wameweka nini hapo? Ati wanasema wanatafuta procurement. Wewe unajua, wewe ukiwa na degree yako ya animal health, una apply hiyo kazi bado because una kazi, so you are applying everything that comes your way. Hata wakitafuta CEO, you apply because you have no job. But the thing about skills is that skills actually enhance employability. All right. So individuals with marketable skills are more likely to find employment. And you see, as industries evolve and new technologies emerge, so kizungu inaleta kizungu. It's because of Ruto. Ruto is the cause of all this. But anyway, so as industries evolve and new technologies emerge, the demand for skilled labor actually increases. So that's one thing. Like if you see with development, like soon enough by 2030 utakuwa unaona job positions unajiuliza sasa hii ndio gani bwana. You find a company looking for a data scientist, they look for a machine, all these things, and you start wondering what is this. So skill is actually going to lead to higher employment rates. That is the availability of employment for skilled people. So higher employment rates, the economic benefit behind this is this. So high employment rates lead to greater economic stability and growth. Employed individuals contribute to the economy through their labor and spending. They drive demand for goods and services. So if you think about it, like ukiona majamaa fulani, like just think about this. Wewe, like probably you're employed right now. Mshahara yako labda ni 65. Mshahara yako inaweza kununulia kavits ka second hand labda kametumiwa ka 650,000. Yeah? But there's a guy who is probably, you can also, like if you can take yourself, you can earn more money, all right, by being properly skilled. You can become someone like a video editor, a professional one, and uanze kulipwa 150. Now with 150,000, you can decide that a stack if it's 10. You can go and get yourself financing for a Mazda CX-5, right? Sasa unaweza earn hiyo sita yako and you move to a better house, all right? So with skilled individuals getting more employment, it is first of all going to increase, spending. Spending is very important for an economy. It is also going to be very good because of labor. Yeah? Now we are not going to be having issues with labor ati tunatafuta watu sijua UK wakuja wafanye kazi huku. It's very, very important. Anyway, skills also implement or bring in innovation and competitiveness. All right. So what I mean by this is that innovation involves the creation of new products, services, or processes that improve efficiency or quality. And competitiveness refers to the ability of a company or a country to compete effectively in the market. So the impact of skills is actually very simple. Skilled individuals are actually essential for innovation. They bring creativity and expertise that can lead to the development of new technologies and improvements in existing ones. An example is skilled engineers and designers can develop cutting-edge products that give companies a competitive edge. So if you think about it, when we bring in innovation and competitiveness, obviously company kama Safaricom is going to be like, okay, so hawa jamaa wanaweza tengeneza kitu kama hii kuja. That's the thing about it. So you guys have to always remember, it's always important for you to have the understanding and the ability to know that skills are very, very important because they bring in innovation and competitiveness. So the economic benefit behind this is that innovation actually drives economic growth by creating new markets and improving efficiency. A competitive economy attracts investment and increases exports, further boosting economic performance. That is where we are talking about service exports. We can be very good at something. We can even create our own mobile. We can even create better products. And automatically, what does that mean? It is actually going to mean that we're going to be very competitive in particular industries. It is actually going to drive the nation forward. We're actually going to have more investors actually come into the country and invest in what we are doing. Then we also have skills actually bring in something we refer to as higher earning potential. And I believe I've actually given you a very simple description of higher earning potential. So earning potential itself, earning potential refers to the amount of money an individual can earn based on their skills and experience. That is earning potential. So earning potential refers to the amount of money an individual can earn based on their skills and experience. Okay? If you think about some of the things I'm talking about here, maybe like let me give you my story. For me, I wanted to do procurement. Nilifanya procurement in university. I was in Dedan Kimathi University. Do you have anyone from Dedan Kimathi University over here? Anyone from Dedan Kimathi University? Kuna watu wa Dedan Kimathi University hapa? watu wa dead and Zaimu. Kwani mmelala? Mnalalanga mapema. But anyway, Kimathi University is in a forest, so it's understandable. But are you guys here? Okay. So I went and did procurement. Mimi nikifanya procurement, my idea was, wacha nimalize procurement, niende nitafute job kwa serikali. And serikali haitakosa kunilipa 150,000. In fact, I had already in my mind nilikuwa najua nilikuwa naenda county government, niende niajiriwe as a procurement officer, nilipwe 150,000 and nikuwe mkora. Yeah? Ni kule tenders sijui nini. Wait until I graduated in 2019. In fact, I was a class rep. Now I was the first person not to get a job. Hata hiyo shule yenye nilisomea hawakuwa wananitaka as a procurement officer. And I was worried. But the good thing is this. When I joined university in first year, mi nilikutana na wase wa computer science. And when I met these guys who are doing computer science, unakuta tu jamaa ko busy. He's doing something on his laptop. He's coding. Kidogo kidogo unaona amefungua software inaitwa Photoshop. And I remember I had 4 good mentors. First guy was called Robert, mwingine alikuwa anaitwa Bob, mwingine alikuwa anaitwa Peter, na mwingine Laban. Laban and Peter, they were doing computer science, I can remember well. Robert was doing, is it mechanical engineering? And then we had Bob doing mechanical ama mechatronics engineering. So these guys used to do some very interesting things. Unakuta tu amefungua his computer, he's doing something that really interests you. And I used to ask this guy, unafanya nini? And this guy used to tell me that probably most of them unapata they are developing websites. Unakuta mwingine anatengeneza poster. And I was really fascinated by all these things that I told them, hey, please guys, you need to teach me. And they were very good. In fact, the first laptop nilipatiwa nao jamaa anaitwa Bob. I used to spend most of the time trying to understand how to create things like posters. I was very, very good at the end of the day. So, uzuri, by the time nilikuwa na graduate, nilikuwa at least nimejua kutengeneza tu poster, tu logo. And I remember nili-apply job up to an extent when I said, enyewe ni kubaya. I remember applying for a job, ilikuwa Nyeri. There is a certain organization called Tana Water. How many people have ever heard of Tana Water? And I took my documents there, and the guy just told me, bro, wacha tu kutafuta kazi. If I show you the number of people who have applied for the same position that you're applying for, utalia machozi. You get me? So the guy was very motivating. He told me, if you have something else that you can do, please do it. Mimi nikarudi kwa nyumba, and I actually started learning. I actually started doing some logos to posters. Well, bora you survive. All right? Over time, nika-realize, kumbe, by the way, nikijifunza web design, naweza acha kulipwa 3,000 or 5,000 for a project, sasa nilipwe 35,000. We are talking about high earning potential. Si nikajifunza web design. I started learning how to create websites hapa na pale. And I remember the first website I ever did, nililipisha sijui 5,000. It was good, nilipewa deposit ya 2,500. Nikalemewa na kazi, and I had to apologize to the client. Then I perfected and honed that skill. Nikapata the next job ya web design, and I charged 15,000 Kenya shillings for it. And I was paid 15,000 Kenya shillings for that. Nilitengenezea, kuna mzee fulani, he runs a clinic in Nyahururu. Sijaisahau your website, nilifanya. That was my first website. Akanilipanga 15,000, and I could not believe it. Buda, unaona 15,000 hivi, na umezoea tu kutumiwa 50 bob, 250, 350, ikienda sana 1,500. Now you're seeing 15,000 Kenya shillings. Unaziona hivi. So I decided to take it seriously, and I registered my business. So I registered Terra Creations. After registering Terra Creations, nikasema sasa, let me specialize in graphic and web design services. Na nikapandisha ya rate card. So my rate card went from logo nilikuwa nalipisha hadi 500 juu sikuwa na chakula. Nikapeleka hadi 1,500. Then I realized kuna platform fulani inaitwa Gigi. Alright? And Gigi was formerly ALX. So I started using Gigi to advertise. Nilikuwa naeka to post nasema, hey, you know, if you're looking for a logo, you can always find me. It was good. I was making like 15K per week. That was my increase in earning potential. COVID came. How many people lost their work or lost jobs during COVID? How many people over here walipoteza kazi? Let me tell you, COVID, when people are complaining about not having money, I think I was among During COVID, let me tell you, freelancers walikuwa wanatengeneza do. Let me not lie to you. Freelancers used to make a lot of money because everything now is being done online. I remember during COVID, I used to make like a minimum of 4,500 per day. 4,500 per day. That's a minimum. Kuna siku nilikonga 15k karibu roho ianguke bana. You see, you've not been used to something like this. And then pole nika realize, okay. So if I do this, I scaled myself to an extent. Sasa nikaanza kujifunza vitu kama search engine optimization. I went ahead and understood Adobe Illustrator better. I did some advanced courses on Adobe Illustrator. And kidogo, it was very, very good. Up to this point where I can now actually say that niko na wase watatu wawili wananisaidianga in what I do. So you see, skills can actually improve and increase your earning potential. Very, 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 very important, very, very intricate. Sahi tunagonga karibu every week we are doing projects that are probably worth like 60 or 70,000 in a week, just by the mere fact that tunafanya two skills. And this is something very, very important, that you can also increase your earning potential. So individuals with in-demand skills can actually command higher wages. For example, a data scientist with expertise in machine learning and artificial intelligence is likely to earn more than a general data analyst. Yeah. So if you think about it, data analyst and data scientist, it's the same thing. So the economic benefit behind that is higher earnings leads to increased disposable income, which boosts consumer spending. This spending actually drives demand for goods and services, stimulating economic activity. There's a ratio that comes when it comes to, actually stated when it comes to money, which is the 50-30 rule. 50 is for your spending. I don't know, 30 is what? Is for your wants, and 20% is your savings. So if you think if you're earning 1,000 shillings per month, you have the ability to spend 500, all right, to pay your bills probably. You have 300 that you can actually spend for your wants, and 200 shillings to save. Now, if you think about it, if your earning increased to 10,000, now you have a spending ability of, to pay your bills, you can pay 5,000, okay? You can now move on to 3,000 for your wants, and now 2,000 for your savings. Na sasa ukifika 100,000, you see, that is the advantage of skills. So that's mainly the benefit. Skills also bring in something we refer to as entrepreneurship and growth. So entrepreneurship itself involves starting and running businesses. So business growth refers to the expansion of existing businesses. Skilled individuals are more likely to start and successfully run businesses. Entrepreneurial skills such as leadership, financial management, strategic planning are crucial for business success. Ukiamka asubuhi, like think about this. You wake up in the morning, you want to start a business. How many people have started businesses blindly and they have failed? Ni wengi. But assuming you woke up and you understand the necessary skills that are needed for a business, automatically, like watu wengi wanafikirianga running a business is like doing A, B, C, D. No, it is not like that. The most important thing that you have to really get to grasp is that for you to properly run a business and call yourself an entrepreneur, you need the necessary skills. You get me? And those people who have those skills can actually run a business better. That is why unakuta watu wengi, most people actually want to start, like you want to bring in a company, a startup. Umesema unataka kutengeneza a fintech app. You don't know how to create a fintech app. You don't understand what a fintech app is. You've never even created one, but you want to do that. Believe me, without the proper skills to actually understand how that thing works from start to end, that business might fail. Right? And that's the importance of kidogo kuna watu wanaweza kuwa wanajua how to maneuver and they understand everything about it. But at the end of the day, these particular skills are actually necessary. We need to be talking about that. So what is the economic benefit of skills when it comes to entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship obviously creates jobs and stimulates innovation. New businesses contribute to economic diversification and resilience, while growing businesses expand economic output and employment opportunities. So think about this. Umeenda ukajifunza digital marketing, all right? You've understood what digital marketing is. You've been able to understand the A to is it the A to the Z, whichever. The A to the Z's of digital marketing. Everything, any intricacy behind digital marketing. Umeelewa deep down in your head. You go, you start your business, you register your agency. You get your first client. Unafanya ukiwa peke yako. All right? Then kidogo your clients get to probably like 5. Then you decide, hey, okay, hawa wamekuwa wengi sana. I need to open what? I need to get a physical location. You go and open an office in Westlands or in the Nairobi CBD or anywhere, Murang'a, kila mahali. After you open the office, you decide, okay, wacha nilete 2 people wakuja wakaange kwa hiyo ofisi. So these 2 people are going to be digital marketers, graphic designers. Kidogo kidogo, you realize, okay, most of my clients are looking for video editing services. So what do? You go and get what? A videographer or probably a video editor. You come and bring them in the office. You're paying them a salary. That is what we refer to as the benefit of being an entrepreneur and in business. You have created opportunity for other people. By what? By just one very simple skill, which is that digital marketing. Wewe na degree yako ya BCom na degree yako ya sijui ya animal health na animal husbandry, which opportunities have you created for your own village? Like if you think about it categorically, jiulize maswali sana. And that is one thing I tell people, critical thinking. Think about that diploma, think about that certificate that you have. Has it created and offered any opportunity for you? Has it given you a chance to actually improve your life? Employ watu wangapi? But skills actually lead to that. Reduced unemployment and underemployment. So underemployment, first of all, refers to the number of people actively seeking work but unable to find employment. And then we have underemployment, which refers to individuals working in jobs that do not fully utilize their skills. A lot of people in Kenya are underemployed. Unakuta mzee ako na computer science degree, kazi yake ni kufanya nini? Kuosha computer, right? It happens, right? It happens. Yeah. But now you can imagine if you're a competent web developer, utaambiwa uoshe computer kweli? No one is going to tell you to actually work computers. No one is going to tell you, you do this, do that. We also have, first of all, it's unemployment, where you have a lot of people looking for jobs, but there are no jobs. Believe me, when we have the necessary skills and we are actually able to bring these skills and increase them in the economy, we can actually get to, first of all, solve the problem of unemployment. So the impact that skills have is that they provide individuals with relevant skills and reduces unemployment and underemployment. For example, vocational training programs, especially in TVET institutions, can teach trade skills, can actually help individuals find well-paying jobs in industries with labor shortages. All right, that is the impact. The economic benefit behind it is lower unemployment and underemployment rates lead to a more engaged and productive workforce. This maximizes the economic contribution of individuals and reduces the economic strain caused by unemployment. That is it. Now, as we wind up, I want to talk about what is a monetizable skill. Are you learning something today? If you're learning something today, you can give me a thumbs up. Kama umejua kakitu, hata kama ni kadogo hivi. Yeah? If you're learning something, you can actually give me a thumbs up. Ama niulize praise God, praise Jesus. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. If you're learning something, you can actually give us a thumbs up. Unaweza sema kama unaona hujalani kitu, unaweza nitumia ki-message. Yeah? Kama unasikia umejam. Yeah, if you feel, let me just verify something over here. All right, to the guys on TikTok, are you learning something? Kama una learn kitu, you can give us a thumbs up. Okay, hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh Bab. Karibu. What is this thing we call? Watu wana. We have these people who speak in tongues. Kuna watu wana speaking in tongues up hivi? I just want to ask. Yeah? Kuna mtu anauliza ati, I've learned a lot, but watu wa writing umetuweka nje. No, I don't talk about writing. Let me not lie to you. I don't even like to even touch anything to do with writing. Why? Writing, unajua kila mtu siku hizi anataka kufanya, especially academic. Unataka kufanyia wazungu homework. I mean, it's still okay for you to make some money, but how many people are doing that? Do you know the number of Kenyans who are being scammed online? Me, unajua ni venye, I like minding my own business. Yeah, I mind my own business. But every day sikosi kesi, sijui ulienda ukauziwa account 50,000 shillings ati an online writing account. Yeah, ukauziwa account, then kidogo kidogo imefungwa. You try contacting the guy who created that account for you, and he cannot pick your calls. You see ati nachukia online writing, but we have to be realistic. How many people are doing online writing in Kenya? Millions of them. Graduate akitoka university ingia kwa streets anataka kufanya online writing. Yeah? Anyone, hata makanga, even your uncle has heard of online writing. Even sijui mtu wa West Pokot, they have heard of online writing. But here's the thing. Most people Yes, there is opportunity in that particular field, but it is flooded. Then it is still not stable. What do I mean by stability? Any person who wants to make some income, anatafutanga kitu yenye you can do today na ufanye kesho and you still make some money. But are you telling me ati utakuwa unangoja hadi August or September ati hiyo ndio high season? You can imagine. So 3 months, how are you going to be paying your bills? That is a question I normally ask people first. Yes, unafanya academic writing. I agree. It is okay for you to do academic writing. But the biggest question I always have is this. How are you going to pay your bills when that particular platform stagnates? Yeah? And that's why for me, and that's why for me, I don't really like talking about writing. I don't even like telling anything about academic writing. But ideally, mi naambia watu, unajua unafunzangwa na ulimwengu. Hizi vitu ni unafunzwa na ulimwengu. Kinyoroshwa, at least next time utarudia. So I don't tell people that sijui it is wrong. You do it. Wewe fanya. You learn, you make mistakes and you learn from them. Ukinyoroshwa na Kamau na majamaa wa Mulot, exactly. That is life. And that's why for me, I'll never be against scammers. Yeah. Yes, nitakuwa nikuambie, sometimes ni vizuri you use your brain before you get into a scam. But at the end of the day, experience is the best teacher. Asiyefunzwa na ulimwengu, asiyefunzwa na mamaya hufunzwa na ulimwengu. You know, when I tell you over here that there are other options than online writing, people have to really understand the importance behind it. So, yeah, I think that is in order. So, what is a monetizable skill? We're going to be defining that. What is a monetizable skill? A monetizable skill is basically a skill that you can make money with. How many people over here have skills that they can actually make money with? Wangapi hapa? Wangapi hapa hivi they have skills that can actually make money with? Anyone who has a skill that unaweza sema you can make money with it. Okay, so let's define a monetizable skill. A monetizable skill is an ability or expertise that can be used to earn money. All right? A monetizable skill is an ability or expertise that can actually enable you to earn money. This means that the skill is in demand and the people are actually willing to pay for the services and products utilize this particular skill. Some examples of these particular skills are coding. Do you have any coder? Kuna watu wanajua kucode hapa? Do you have people who've actually learned coding over here? All right. So these are just some examples of monetizable skills. And these skills actually enable you to easily get to make some money. So we have graphic design, coding, writing, and digital marketing. All right. Graphic design. If you think about it, unaweza tengeneza logo ulipwe. Yeah. Can you probably create maybe a poster and actually get paid for it? That's the main thing I actually always tell people. That particular thing that you've learned, can you actually get paid for it? All right. Now let's talk about some monetization we have today. First one is graphic design. Nashinda nikiimbia watu graphic design. Some people, there are some guys on Twitter and X who decided to make fun of me. Oh, jamaa nashinda akiambia watu wafanye graphic design. Kwani kazi ziko wapi? Fanya kona manyo your life, yeah? Yeah. So what does graphic design entail? It actually entails creating visual content for branding, advertising, and marketing. It's very simple. Me, I remember nikiwa college, you know, in university, unakuwa tu na njaa. I think probably if the government was able to solve the problem of hunger in universities, I think watu wangesoma na amani. Because you will attend your lecture, but wasiwasi yenye uko nayo ni ati after your lecture, hujui utakula nini. So I remember in university, I used to always have this problem. You see, your parents, they're not sending you enough money. Unatumiwa 500 na inafaa kusurvivisha wiki mzima. You obviously need more money. So I went to YouTube, nikatumia, there's a YouTube channel called Mirom. And in that YouTube channel, nikaenda nikajifunza how to create posters. And I started creating posters for clients. So kama kuna ka event na kutengenezea poster. And I used to earn like 150 shillings, which was good. You know, 150 shillings in 2015, 2016, hiyo ni pesa mingi sana bana. If you think about 150 shillings as a person, that was a lot of money. And that was all part and parcel of graphic design. I still do it today. Graphic design, ukiniambia nikutengeneze poster, I will design a poster for you. How much? Nitakwambia 1500. If you want a logo, nitakwambia 6500. If you want a company profile, I'm going to probably charge you 5000. That is just a skill that allows you to make some money. That is a monetizable skill. Web development. Web development is basically building and maintaining websites and web applications. Na Kenya kuna web developers wengi. I've come to learn that we have a lot of web developers. I've said, to be very specific, web developer. In quotes. Everyone is a web developer. Ukienda free code camp, ujue HTML na CSS, ushaanza kujiita web developer. But we lack competent web developers. If you can become a competent web developer, please, in fact, if you have any web developers over here, there's a YouTube channel called, there's a YouTube channel actually called, how many people have heard of a YouTube channel inaitwa JavaScript Mastery? There's a YouTube channel called JavaScript Mastery. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but you can actually go check it out. It's a very, very good YouTube channel. It actually enables you to understand, how to develop web apps properly. Hiyo ni mzuri sana. Web development is one good skill. We also have digital marketing. Do we have any guys who are in digital marketing over here? Do we have any guys who are in digital marketing? Digital marketing is also a very good skill generally. Digital marketing is one skill. Now, see, most guys, like, let me be very specific. We are living in a very, let me say, it's a savage world. What I mean by a savage world is this. It is not about what you know, all right? It is how best you know that particular thing and how best you can apply that particular thing. Unaweza imba that you're a graphic designer, but are you so good in that particular thing? Because no client is going to pay you by the merit that you know. How can you actually do and practice that particular thing? Digital marketing. We have things like search engine optimization, search engine marketing, social media. These are things that we need to be understanding. Yeah. Like, you cannot believe it, but there are people who are earning upwards of 100,000 shillings a month by just helping clients create content online. Kuna mtu tu anaenda anaambia client, by the way, naona uko na shida na hii, I can actually help you solve that problem. That is part of digital marketing. Then we also have another skill, content writing and copywriting. Hapa sasa ndio tutaongea. Wacha hata, let me just put the microphone vizuri so that you guys can actually get to understand this. Because 80% of the Kenyan population wants to do online writing. Kila mtu anataka kuandikia, kufanyia wazungu homework. Let's be very specific. Content writing and copywriting. Someone wants to create a website. You get me? They want to create a website. If they want to create a website cannot only be a website without content. What is content? This is what I mean by content. Website, iko na homepage. Open any website. What does a homepage entail? It entails about that particular company. In fact, wacha hata niwaonyeshe. Let me just show you. There's a guy recently nilitengenezea website. Let me just show you this website. I want you to look at this particular website. Hii maandishi yote, all these maandishi that you're seeing over here, all these written content has been written by a copywriter. Now, the copywriting of this website peke yake was 20,000 Kenya shillings. You get me? Someone comes and tells you, skiza kiongozi. All right? I'm hoping you guys on Google Meet can actually get to see my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you actually see my screen? Good one. So someone comes and tells you, I want you to write content for my website. Content writing and copywriting. That is what it basically means. And this is another skill that is actually getting to give some people some earning potential. Where your role is to, first of all, create content for websites. All right? You can even create content for company profiles. In fact, let me look for a company profile. Did you come and a company profile hapa? Huh? I don't know if I have I don't know if I have any company profile. So, okay. This one is, let's just use this as a dummy. Koapi. This is a very simple company profile. Very simply illustrated. You cannot wake up in the morning and you write this content by yourself. So what you need is someone to write it for you, right? And that is what we refer to as content writing and copyright. Now, the good thing about all these things is that you don't have to worry a lot. Wewe enda tu jifunze how to do this, how to write proper prompts. What do I mean by proper prompts? How many people over here know how to use ChatGPT? How many people in this particular session know how to use ChatGPT? Na si ChatGPT kufanya homework. It is using ChatGPT as a versatile tool as it is. Right? If you understood how to actually write prompts, believe me, all right? So you can write with content writing and copywriting, you can write articles, you can write blog posts, and you can even do marketing copies. You get me? Like most people, how many people over here are from LinkedIn? Do you have any guys from LinkedIn? LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Ah, good one. I can actually see familiar faces. This is actually good. On LinkedIn, nakutanga watu wengi sana wakisema they are like I don't know why it happens, but on LinkedIn, I find a lot of creative people wako huko. You find someone who's written there that they are a copywriter. What is it that they do? They will help you come up with blog posts. Like there's a client I'm actually working with at the moment. We write blogs for this particular client on a daily basis. And these blogs are meant to actually educate people on what this particular client. And who client anaran garage? It is a garage. It's called Automotive Doctor. And we write blogs for this particular client. Like this is an example of some of the blogs that we've written for the client. Now, assuming you just knew how to do this properly. Brief example, wacha tukuonyeshe hii. How to choose the right mechanic for your car in Kenya. This is a well-written blog. Ukiangalia hata imeandikwa professionally. What makes you think that this client is not going to pay you 15,000 per week for this? The client will automatically get to provide and pay you this money because you're providing value to them. All right? That is what we refer to as content writing and copywriting. Tuendelee. Data analysis. We are now living in a data-driven world. Everyone is making, most companies want to make data-driven decisions. What do I mean by data-driven decisions? We will not wake up in the morning and then decide that wacha tuanze kuuza kahawa. No, they will not just think like that. Ati waamke asubuhi. It's like Safaricom waking up in the morning and then waseme, by the way, sasa si tuanze kuuza mashamba. They will, before they decide to start selling land, they will start, okay, fanya aje. Can we get raw facts and data that can support that now we can start Safaricom real estate? That is what we refer to as data analysis, and then probably move on to data science. How many people over here, wangapi hapa they are addicted to gambling? Do you have any guys who are from Aviator over here? Probably you umefly hapa, umekuja hadi hapa, you flew away all the way here. Most of these things that you see over there, it is someone who's just used your data to understand you. Na wakukoroge kidogo, yeah? Data analysis is also very good. It helps businesses actually to analyze data and actually make informed decisions. Very, very important. Now, for this, I want you to do this. There is a YouTube channel called Free Code Camp. Free Code Camp. Mark that. Enter Free Code Camp and open. There is a course they have on data analysis by a guy called Alex the Analyst. I think something like that. And upitie that course. But before then, you can actually go ahead upitie some of the content that has been shared on YouTube regarding data analysis. Then we have another skill called programming and software development. Yeah. So what this actually entails is that it entails writing and testing code for software applications. We have 11 minutes before the end of the session, so I'm actually going to be hurrying up. Tuendelee tusiendelee. We were supposed to end by 9 p.m. Is it okay if we add like 10 minutes? We maliza in 20 minutes. Is that okay? Okay, good one. Thank you. So programming and software development. So this actually involves writing and testing code for software applications. How many guys over here would like to know how to build websites? How many guys over here would like to know how to build websites, build applications? Yeah? Listen, kuna ka website fulani kako hapa. There's a website called w3schools.com. Wacha niwachanue leo. Go to w3schools.com. Ukuje uangalie course ya kwanza hapa inaitwa HTML. So what is HTML? HTML is the standard markup language for web or web pages. Wangapi wameona kitu kama hii? If you probably have a girlfriend who does all these, start with this. ukuje ufike ukisoma HTML, CSS and JavaScript and you've basically understood anything like if you uzielewe tu vizuri, you can now call yourself a front-end developer. How many people have ever heard of a language called SQL? Wangapi? How many people have ever heard of a language called SQL? Or how many people have ever heard something like, you probably have heard your boyfriend or your girlfriend saying database. How many people have heard something like that? Well, basically, this is what we refer to as SQL. It's structured query language, all right? It is a language that is used to store, manipulate, and retrieve data in databases. Understand how to use it. How many people have heard of a language called Python? Python is currently the most popular programming language in the world today. Ukienda data science, if you go to artificial intelligence, if you go to web development, frameworks, you will get to understand that Python is actually a very, very good programming language. It is actually a popular programming language and can actually be used to create on a server, to create web applications. So this is something else. So kuja hapa, go to w3schools.com, go check it out, all right? Then, to those who prefer kusoma kwa Dynasty, yeah, kuna masomo ya Dynasty, you know that? You can come and pay for courses on a platform called Code Academy. Now, if you're a parent over here, and you probably want your child to learn something that is computer related, and you don't have the money to take them to university, acha wasiwasi. These are some of the platforms. This one is only going to cost you like 2,500 per month, all right? If you do 2,500 per month times 12, that's how much? Ukipiga hesabu, that's 30,000. Umelipa within 1 year, as compared to spending another 250,000 per year for something that your child is not going to actually get to gain value in. Code Academy is one of the best platforms for you to learn anything. Like, let me show you the catalog of the courses these guys have. Python, JavaScript, HTML and CSS, SQL, Java, C++, C#, Bash, C, PHP, R, Swift, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, web development, data science, web design, cybersecurity, full stack engineer, backend engineer, iOS developer, front-end engineer, computer science, data scientist. Believe me, in fact, ukiwa na certificates za some of these particular like Code Academy, utakuwa mbele sana. So we are talking about what? Programming and software development. We need to move on to the next part, which is video production and editing. So this actually means creating and editing video content for various platforms. How many people watch my videos on TikTok? How many people watch my videos? Anyone? If I was to pay a video editor, ningekuwa namlipa between 10,000 to 30,000 per week to do that. Because on a daily basis, we are doing between 3 to 4 videos. If this guy decides to charge me 1,000 or 2,000 per video, how much money do you think that guy is going to make? You see? So if you're able to help people shoot content and edit their content, utakuwa mbele. All right? Start with a phone. Start with a phone. Most people think that you need to start with a camera. No, start with this. Shoot proper videos and shoot and let people know where and we shoot. All right? Video editing. You can start with some video editing tutorials on YouTube. However, recommended, go to Udemy. Udemy is that particular platform that is going to give you a number of courses. Go search for a course on video editing. All right? Video editing. And the video editing itself, itagutolea very, very many courses. You look at the content that you're going to see over here. Like angalia, this is a full course. 26 hours, you get to learn everything about video editing. And how much is it going to cost you? Angalia. I told you, learning is cheap. It is going to cost you $13.99. Wacha tuite $14. How much is that? Piga hesabu. How much is that? And yet you're going to go to an institution and pay 500,000 shillings to learn something that is not practical. And I will pay you. That is less than 3,000? Yeah? Go and do that. It's good. It's good. It's something good. We also have project management as another good skill. That is planning and executing and overseeing projects. I'm not so good in project management. I don't have all the intricacies and the nitty-gritties behind it. But I tend to think that this is also something else that you need to be thinking about. Then we also have social media management. Do we have any person over here managing social media accounts for clients? Kuna mtu uko hapa who manages social media accounts for clients? Yes, you should actually be doing that. Social media account management is probably one other skill that is actually good. Like for me, I don't manage my own Facebook page. All right. So kuna mtu ana manage, and you can pay them between maybe 4,000 to 20,000 per week. All right. So like you can also do that. This is something that you can also learn. You can understand how to manage social media accounts. You can manage Facebook accounts, Instagram accounts. You can even go ahead and manage, various accounts that you can easily do. Virtual assistants. I'm going to talk about virtual assistants because some people kidogo watu hawajui what a virtual assistant is supposed to do. And let me tell you, this one is one of the most underrated skills. If you are to brand yourself properly as a virtual assistant, and you are actually someone who actually understands everything that is involved in the virtual assistance itself, unaweza kuwa mbele sana. You can manage a client's calendars, unaweza andikia client's reports, you can create slides for this particular client, you can manage graphics for this particular client. Like for me, tuseme, I have a virtual assistant. This virtual assistant is supposed to handle everything that is a problem to me. Tuseme, niko na audio event, or probably I'm going to be holding a webinar. And I call this virtual assistant, namwambia, I need you to create slides for this particular webinar. This is what I'm actually supposed to be doing. And I want you to make sure that you create a poster that can be shared on social media. And I also want you to create a Google, utengeneze a Google forms link that people can actually use to register. That virtual assistant does that. How much time has this virtual assistant saved me? A lot of time. What makes it impossible for me to pay this particular virtual assistant 15,000 shillings per week? Nothing. But the thing is, most people don't want to do the tasks that are needed for you being a virtual assistant. And you don't want to learn the necessary skills that are needed for you to become a virtual assistant. Watu wengi munafikiria being a virtual assistant is just waking up in the morning and thinking that you're a virtual assistant. First of all, a virtual assistant needs to understand one, communication skills. The virtual assistant also needs to understand administration. The virtual assistant also needs to have some, the virtual assistant also needs to have some digital literacy skills. You know how to use something like Google Meet. You know how to use Zoom. You know how to use LinkedIn. You know how to use social media management software. You know how to handle people. You also need to learn how to use graphic design software and tools. As a virtual assistant, you can understand how to use Canva for a start. You need to know how to use Google Slides. You also need to know how to use Google Sheets. You also need to know how to use Google Docs. You also need to know how to use Microsoft Office Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. You also need to understand how to use Excel. All right. You also need to know how to use social media platforms. You need some social media marketing skills, some social media management skills. You also need to understand how to write. You get, because what are you doing? You're doing emails. You also need to know how to write. You also need to have a creative mind. Yeah. I don't have to, all the time I'm thinking for myself. A virtual assistant can do that. How many virtual assistants in Kenya are doing that? If you think about it, not many. And that is why I'm saying that this one is an untouched platform if you know how to actually do it properly. We also have e-commerce management, that is running and managing online stores. I probably have an e-commerce platform and I want you to manage it for me. Like you update products, unaangalia orders, that's something else. We have search engine optimization, that is improving websites visibility on search engines, such that mtu akikuja hapa Google and they search for Elvis W, they want to see huyu ni nani, they can automatically see your website at the top. Search engine optimization is very, very important. You have to really get to embrace and understand how to do search engine optimization properly. We have photography. Do you have any photographers in the house? Kuna watu wanapiganga picha hapa? Anyone who does photography over here? Photography is actually a very good skill. Kenya has very many photographers, 50,000, 50 million, however. But we have very few professional photographers. See, you saw recently a photographer who was sued because aliitwa wedding, akuja apiga tukiwa kwa helicopter. The couple hired a helicopter, yeah, for a wedding. Mukaenda hadi wapi. Photographer alisahau kupiga picha. Cameraman was nowhere to be seen. All right? That is not a professional photographer. But ideally, this is also another skill that has been important for as long as it takes. Because who doesn't want to have a good photo? Unless ukuwe ni mchawi, you don't want photos taken of you. But photography is one important skill, especially even corporate photography. If you think about it, how many corporate agencies in Kenya are actually looking for professional photographers? That's another skill you need to understand. Finally, user interface, user experience design. If you look at a mobile application, before it is actually developed by software developers, someone has to come up with the layout, the wireframe, the interface. That is what we refer to as UI UX design. It is another very, very important skill. And UI UX design involves basically designing interfaces for websites and apps. Finally, as we bring the session to an end, freelancing. This one I'm actually going to be, I'll not even use slides, but I'll first define freelancing. Freelancing is working for yourself and offering your services to different clients rather than being employed by a single company. Wacha nirudie. Freelancing is working for yourself and offering your services to different clients rather than being employed by a single company. How many people are employed here? You're employed and happy. Unabambika, you're very happy. There are people who can actually, mi hata mimi ukiweza ni employ and you make me happy. Ai, si nitakaa hapo kwa kazi. Ukiniekea kahawa 50 cups over there and you probably give me a TV na unipeka ofisi kakona hita, kakona nini na uniambie kuna chakula, I'll be very happy to stay there. But how many people over here are employed and happy? Kuna mtu anaingianga kazi unasikia tu kulipua. Karibu ungoje ukiona Al-Shabaab wakiingia karibu mlango. Ingieni bana, ingieni lipueni mpalize. Very many people are actually frustrated with where they work. And freelancing basically is another option. You have the skills, all right? You have the skills. The question is, how do you sell those particular skills? You can decide to be employed. Si wewe unajua kutengeneza logo. You can decide to go to a particular company and get paid to design logos as an employee. Lakini because you're brilliant and you're clever, you decide that now, instead of offering my services to you guys alone, I am going to go and create a TikTok account, a LinkedIn account, and an Instagram account. Niwe nasema natengeneza logos. After 2 weeks of posting, Kimani from Murang'a anakupigia, we nitengenezee logo ya niko na kagarage. Nataka unitengenezee logo ya kagarage. All right? Si unatengenezea nani from Murang'a. One day, Omondi calls you. He tells you, I want you to design a logo for me. I have this exquisite, exuberant brand. I have this posh brand. Unalipisa logo pesa ngapi? You tell Omondi you're charging 20,000 Kenya shillings. And unatengenezea Omondi logo. Another day, Abdi from Isili calls you. And Abdi asks you, we msito naona unatengeneza logo. Unaweza nitengenezea logo? Probably he's running a curtains business. You do a logo for him. So what you're doing is you're doing something we refer to as freelancing. Freelancing means that you're selling your services not only attached to one company, but you're selling it to a variety of individuals. I'm a freelancer myself. I create websites for very many clients. Like even in my agency itself, I run an agency. It's called Chara Creations. We do websites for various clients. Like ukiangalia, this is a different client. This one is a different client, different client, different client, different client, different client, different client, different client. We have a diverse clientele. And that is what we refer to as freelancing. Freelancing, first of all, it needs you to have the necessary skills. You know how to do something so well. You understand the intricacies behind, You understand the intricacies behind doing something. You can know how to design flyers so well. You can sell your services online. In fact, let me tell you one thing. You guys go ahead and create LinkedIn profiles. How many guys over here have LinkedIn profiles? Wangapi hapa wako na LinkedIn profiles? Go ahead and create LinkedIn profiles. Nilikuwa nadharau hii account until nikaona nimeanza kupata clients. I normally have a LinkedIn profile. It's a good one, by the way. Na LinkedIn, like, hutakosa mtu anakuDM anakuambia, hey, excuse me chief, nimeona unaongea about websites. Can you create a website for me? I've gotten a few clients from LinkedIn. It's very good. And I probably have never even met some of them. We just work online. That is what we refer to as freelancing itself. And one of the things I'm always telling guys is that take these as the advantage that we have today. Kitambo, lazima ungefungua a physical business. Nowadays, we have a lot of internet penetration. Like if you look at the country itself, ukiangalia Kenya, our internet is better than some of the countries we have in Africa. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of that advantage, whichever that is actually with you. Go ahead and acquire some skills. Enda uketi chini after this particular session. You go ahead, sit down and think about this. Okay, sinajua this is something that I can actually do. Just ask yourself, what is it that you feel so powerful about? What is it that you can actually get to do? What is it that actually makes you happy? What is it that you can actually get to learn? We have platforms like YouTube. Utilize YouTube to actually get to acquire these skills. Go ahead and actually learn how to do good things. Go ahead and, ujifunze something that can actually help you earn some money. For me, I'm always learning some new skills. And the reason I do this is because, first of all, we are living in it's a high-speed economy. Saizi kuna artificial intelligence. How many people have lost jobs due to artificial intelligence? So if you think about it, you realize that you need to be learning new things. Again, let me just talk about social media is very, very important. When you understand how to use social media properly, you can actually get to use it to even get clients. I run a TikTok account. The TikTok account, I think, has 430,000 followers. That TikTok account will give me close to 3 to 5 clients every month. We Mzito, nimeona unatengenezanga poster. Yes, natengenezanga. Hata kama ni believe me, even if it's 1,500, I always respond. Why? Because that is my business. Social media is a very powerful tool when used properly. Number 2, we all need to understand how to actually improve on our lives using social media. I'll address this, and this is very important as we conclude. Social media addiction is a real thing. Control the amount of time that you spend on social media. Usishindange social media kutoka asubuhi hadi jioni. Some people have been exposed to nudity, they've been exposed to erotic kind of content. You will never find time to go and improve and learn a skill. Use social media to your benefit. Nimeona kuna watu kidogo hapa hivyo wanasema that they are logo designers, they are graphic designers. Create a social media profile for yourself. Create an account that says that this is what I do. You get? And utengeneze content, shoot videos, and tell people, hey, by the way, if you're looking for a logo designer, mse mi ndo ule mnoma. I'm that kind of, I'm not saying that you use that language. I'm only saying that you educate people on what you do. All right? Create content. All right? And this also brings us to the next topic of discussion. To go on content creation classes, if you'd like to join them. That is in how many guys are going to be joining us for the content creation classes? Natafuta at least what to 25. How many guys are going to be joining us for the content creation classes? So if you're going to be joining us for the content creation classes, natafuta watu 25 tupatane, we talk about. By the way, content creation is good. Wacha niwaambie content creation ni mzuri bana. I remember when I started content creation, mimi nilikuwa natafuta client tu wa kutengenezea website. This was my first ever video. This one was my first ever video. I think I have some of the latest videos. And yeah, we have content creation classes coming up. Very, very good classes. I'll teach you what I do. In fact, like it has helped me to get clients, to improve on my business. It has also given me a chance to engage in self-improvement. Nimepata clients. I've worked on gigs. Like kuna time hadi unashtukia. Like content creation has allowed me to do something like this. Let me show you something over here. Yeah. Niwaonyeshe so this is a rate card I normally have. Yeah. Ya kufanyia watu kazi. That is companies and businesses. Like hapa, I charge 250,000 minimum. 380,000 and 650,000. If I get one client who is paying 380,000 or 250,000 and I'm supposed to only create videos, that is a benefit to me. And I've done campaigns with companies like ALX. I've done something with ITEL. I've also done something with a company called Savaco, among many other companies. We have HISA, something like that. And this has really been good for me just because of content creation. So if you want to be part of our content creation classes, you can always join. They are very, very good. They're actually going to really help you by understanding what it means with content creation. We're going to be starting in August, the 7th of August. We're going to be having the sessions for 10 days. After the sessions, we're going to be having a physical session in Westlands. We normally do physical trainings in Westlands. So I'm actually going to invite a few guys to actually come in. And we talk about content creation and how you can even use it like as a professional, as a freelancer, how it can actually get to benefit you. So that's something we're going to be discussing. So if in any case, if you're interested, you can always reach out to me and we can always come to an arrangement. I'm going to be sharing a free ebook. The ebook is meant to give you an understanding of what content creation is. It's called, no, I don't give certification. I don't believe in certification. A certificate is as useless as it comes. I believe in you getting to grasp something and using that particular thing. Nikikufundisha alafu uchukue certificate, there is no benefit. For me, I believe in you getting practical skills. A piece of paper is useless. That is why nowadays people don't even prefer to carry cash. They prefer to carry what? Money in their bank accounts or even in M-Pesa. So why do you need a certificate? You need to first of all understand how to do something. Karatasi itakusaidia nowadays. What people are looking for nowadays is how you can actually get to do something so well. So over and above, that's it. And as I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that it's mostly very, very important for you guys to also comprehend that utilize the internet and what we have today to your benefit. Yeah. Achana na a lot of social media addiction. Leave distractions alone. Read books. Yeah. Read books. I always tell guys, read books. Yeah. Read books. Books are good. Like if you look at this, these are books. During your own free time, get some books. Tafuta vitabu. Get yourself some books. Books are actually going to really help you. They're really going to help you. Look at this. These are just books. And hizi ni za hii mwaka peke yake. So this particular session is also recorded. I will share it with you. And as I conclude, today I'm not going to be taking questions because we are already past our time. But in any case, if you'd like to get more details about, uchanuke tu, you can join my Telegram channel. To those guys on TikTok, you can click the link in my bio and join my TikTok account. My Telegram channel. I get to share a lot of things over there. You can join in. You enjoy. We get to chanuana kidogo kidogo. Anyone from Facebook, thank you for being part of this. But over and above, go ahead and learn a skill. Eliminate distractions. Take your life as your own personal responsibility. That's one thing. Musionione tu hivi hivi. Bro, me, I have made mistakes. I have been into alcoholism. I have been into all these weird things. I have been, but the only reason I'm actually here today is because of self-improvement. That is taking the initiative to improve my life. Instead of watching TV and watching that series, you switch it off, you read a book. All right. Instead of probably spending the whole day drinking alcohol. Yeah. By the way, this brings me to the next important thing. Yeah? Let me tell you. Let me tell you this. You see, this is a notebook. This is a notebook. And this is a pen. Yeah. Kuna mtu like the last time they wrote something was in primary school. Go get yourself a notebook. Unaona chenye tumeongea leo. Whatever we've talked about today, go and write it down. Labda hata ujui, labda ulisahau kuandika. You don't even know how to write ABCD. Enda uandike, ujifunze. Do something we refer to as journaling. What have you learned today? What has made you happy today? Are you happy in that relationship you're in? What kind of skill would you like to learn? What are your future prospects when it comes to your own life? Yeah. What is it that you want to probably stop simping? Unataka kuokoka. Write it down. So after this session, practice that. Get sufficient sleep. Some of you guys are depressed. Juhulali. Unashinda tu TikTok ukicheka, laughing like you probably have never laughed before. I will share the slides to those guys who are actually asking about the slides. So in any case, if you have a question, by the way, just send it in the chat section. I'm going to respond to it in the next 5 minutes. It's 9:15 p.m. We should be done in the next 6 minutes. But over and above, get to learn some skills. In fact, we also do some classes. We've done some classes previously. We started with computer literacy. Sorry, we started with a challenge. It was called the 5 a.m. challenge. And the challenge itself was where we were actually talking about the various skills that people should actually be learning. We talked about personal development, self-improvement, among very many other things. Tukaenda into computer literacy and digital literacy. We then moved to digital marketing. We went to personal development. We are now in graphic design. How many guys over here are from the graphic design bootcamp? How many guys are from the graphic design bootcamp? Very, very good. Asante. It's good. Niko na wanafunzi hapa. Karibu niwaambie homework. In fact, homework. Let's be very good and categorical. Homework. I want you to create a poster. Yeah, I'm realistically by the new quality. To those students who are taking part of the graphic design bootcamp, yeah? Ukae hivi chini utengeneze poster on what you've learned today. Kesho tunaangalia homework. Yeah? Kesho tunaangalia homework. The YouTube channel is Free Code Camp. You go check it out. It's really going to help you. Take some initiative and engage in some personal development, some self-improvement, and you're really going to thank yourself. You're not going to thank me. I'm just a vessel. You're going to thank me. No, not me. You're going to thank yourself in future for being a better person. Embrace learning. Learning is good. The Telegram link is actually on my TikTok bio. If you go and check my TikTok, if you go to my TikTok account and you check it out, you're actually going to see a certain link at the top. Iko hapo hivyo. There's a link you'll find over there that will help you know, will help you just get to join my this link. There's a copy, this one over here. There's a link over there. You can join my Telegram channel. Anyway, thank you, and I'm hoping that everyone has been able to learn something. If you'd like to share some insights on what you've learned today, you can always reach out to me and share what you actually get. Maybe kama ulijua kitu leo, you can share it over here. So anyway, thank you guys. And I appreciate. Kuna mtu anasema tuombe, so tutasema tu Mungu, asanti for being with us. We bless you. We worship you, sir God. Asanti kwa kuwa na sisi. Na kila mtu akuwe na usiku mwema, lala venye unataka. But over and above, thank you guys for being part of this. Thank you for being part of this particular session. Thank you for agreeing to join this session. And I hope that you've been able to learn something, a thing or two. And yeah, I'm hoping to see you in the content creation classes and even in the future engagements that we're going to be having. To the guys on TikTok, thank you so much, Asante. When you're on Facebook, from LinkedIn, thank you so much. Anyone who's been part of this session, simujipigie makofi. Give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause. I think you deserve it. Thank you guys for being part of this. Over and above, God bless you. Enjoy yourself. Learn a skill. It is always a good day to learn a skill. Asante.